For years, the rules of cybersecurity seemed pretty straightforward, right? Build higher walls, create better filters, get those good compliance scores. But what if I told you that following those very rules might be what gets you breached today? See, the battlefield has totally changed. We're in a whole new era of cyber war. And that old rulebook, well, it's not just outdated, it's actually dangerous.
And this image really captures the new reality perfectly. It's not just about humans going up against automated defenses anymore. Nope. We are now smack in the middle of an AI versus AI war. For the first time ever, the bad guys are weaponizing artificial intelligence, and they're creating threats so sophisticated, so convincing, that our traditional defenses, they're just completely outmatched.
So let's be clear, this isn't just some small step forward in cyber threats. It is a full-blown revolution. These new AI-powered attacks mean we have to completely rethink our entire security strategy from the ground up. The game has absolutely changed, and believe me, the stakes have never been higher.
Okay, so let's take a look at something we all think we know, phishing. But I want you to forget everything you know about those poorly spelled emails from a foreign prince. That's old news. We are now talking about AI-generated, hyper-realistic, super-personalized social engineering attacks. These things can sail right past our traditional email filters because, honestly, they look and feel completely legit.
And it doesn't stop there. It goes even further. The next huge breach vector? It's already here. It's deepfakes. Seriously, just imagine this for a second. You get a video call or maybe a voice message from your CEO. They sound frantic. They need you to transfer funds right now. It looks like them. It sounds exactly like them. But it's not. It's an AI. The scary part? Most of our security systems were built for yesterday's text-based threats. They leave us wide open to this kind of attack.
And that right there is the critical shift. These AI-powered attacks, they aren't trying to hammer away at a firewall. That's the old way. They're designed to just sidestep all of that technical armor and go straight for the target that has always been the weakest link in any security chain. Us, the human layer. They're built to exploit our trust, our sense of urgency, and our own very human instinct.
So, this brings us to a huge problem in the security industry, a place where we've all been going wrong. For way too long, we've been measuring security in a completely backward way. We chase compliance, right? We get those passing scores on our reports and then we pat ourselves on the back and say, we're safe. But in this new era, that's just a dangerous illusion.
Just look at this comparison. On the left, you've got the old way. It's all about compliance checkboxes, right? Self-reported scores, and this theoretical idea of being ready. It's basically about saying you're secure. But the new reality, where we are right now, it demands resilience, hard proof, actual verification, and real-world evidence. It's about proving you're secure. Big difference.
And man, this quote just nails it. Having a passing compliance score doesn't mean a thing when you're up against a sophisticated AI-driven attack. It's just a theory. Real security, actual resilience, that needs verified proof. It has to be tested. It has to be validated against what's really happening out there in the wild, not just what looks good on paper. Let's just put it as plainly as possible. Compliance is not resilience. Full stop. Checking a box that says, yep, my team did their training is not, I repeat, not the same as knowing they can actually spot a deepfake voice message from the CFO. They are two totally, completely different things.
Okay, so if our old defenses are failing and our old ways of measuring security are useless, where are these new attacks actually hitting us? We've kind of danced around it, but let's make this absolutely crystal clear.
I want you to just pause and really think about that for a second. With all the millions, maybe even billions, we spend on advanced firewalls and endpoint detection, where's the actual point of failure in most of these modern breaches? It's your people. It's us. The weakest link is, and honestly always has been, human. And the bad actors? They know this. They aren't wasting their time trying to crack your firewall anymore. They are targeting your employees, your everyday processes, and that built-in trust that just naturally exists inside an organization.
All right, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly. The battlefield has changed. AI is the new weapon, and the target is human. So what's the solution? Well, it requires a pretty fundamental shift in how we think, a shift to something called verification-driven security. So how do we actually move from just theory to real evidence? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Step 1. We have to move past tracking simple, kind of useless metrics like who showed up for training. That tells you literally nothing about their readiness.
Step 2, we need to start verifying what our teams can actually do. And step 3, this is the most important part, you have to test that posture against simulated real-world attacks that look exactly like what the bad guys are doing today.
Really, it all boils down to this simple idea. Stop scoring, start proving. Stop chasing a number on a report and start proving that your defense is real, that it's effective, and that it's ready for the threats we're all facing right now.
And this leads us to the new gold standard, what we should all be aiming for. It's a term called verified defense. And look, this isn't some assumption you make based on a piece of paper. It's a state of security that has been legitimately battle-tested and proven with hard evidence against the exact kinds of threats you're actually going to face.
Okay, but how in the world do you get this verifiable evidence, right? How do you test your team against an AI-powered deepfake without, causing an actual catastrophic breach? Well, this is where the whole concept of the ethical adversary comes into play.
We're talking about deploying what's called a red team. Think of them as the good guys who act like the bad guys. They're ethical hackers who think and operate just like a real adversary would. They'll simulate these sophisticated, real-world attacks to test your defenses, but it's all done in a completely controlled, completely safe environment. You get to strengthen your security without ever putting your organization, your data, or your team's trust at risk. And what do you get out of this? Well, the benefits are huge. You get to simulate real-world risk, but with zero actual harm. You can pinpoint exactly where your human vulnerabilities are, not just guess where you think they might be. You get real, verifiable defense metrics, not some theoretical score. And you get all these powerful insights without disrupting your business at all. You end up hardening your entire defense with absolutely zero risk.
At the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Real confidence. True confidence in your security. It doesn't come from a compliance certificate you can hang on the wall. It comes from knowing, with verified proof, that your defenses actually work when they're tested. Confidence is verified defense.
So I'll leave you with this final question to really think about. Take a hard look at your own organization, at your own security reports. Ask yourself, are we still just relying on scores and compliance checkboxes? Or is our defense truly verified against the threats that are out there today? Because, honestly, the answer to that one question could be the difference between being secure and being the next headline.